Michael Stets of Rebellion Media. I'm here at downtown New York City at Modell's for the Tapout promo open workouts with Jim Miller. Jim, you set to take on Pat Healy Saturday night. How's it feel to get back in the octagon, and what kind of problems does Pat pose for you come Saturday night?
Feeling good, anxious to get back in there and fight again. You know, I love fighting, I really do. You know, and I'm just excited. Pat is a tough opponent, very good grappler, very good wrestler, and just keeps pressing forward. So it's going to be a tough fight. I gotta fight my game plan. I gotta fight my style of fighting, and not let him impose his will.
Would you say that some similarities to you in his style? Gritty guy, can grind it out, wrestle.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some similarities. You know, I think I have better striking and I'm quicker. So you know, I'm going to try to use my strengths and capitalize and you know, make a statement with this fight.
And many people always talk about UFC versus Strikeforce. Tell me what you feel about the Strikeforce fighters and how they compare to the UFC. I'm sure you have much respect for them.
Yeah, they've done very well. You know, Strikeforce has been around for a while and has brought a lot of very talented fighters, you know, into their organization. So he's just another, you know, world-class fighter that I get to fight inside the cage. You know, so it's great that, you know, we get to kind of settle these things out and have, you know, some of the guys that they have over there, you know, fall into our ranks.
And coming out of a 3-round war with Joe Lozon, and you talked about after the fight how you were really starting to refocus on your Muay Thai. Talk about your Muay Thai training, your instructor, the improvements you've made, and how you're looking to showcase it more now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's really just been years of work and finally having the opportunity to show it in that fight. You know, and hopefully in this, you know, this coming fight on Saturday, I'll be able to find my opportunities and use some of the things that you know, are going to make people go ooh and ah, you know, and make a statement. And
now, 15. This is your 15th or 16th fight, I think, in the UFC. Obviously, everyone's after the title. That's the main reason every fighter fights. So that goes without saying. You had 7 in a row. You were talked about in a title picture, and then you lost one. You've won one. You've kind of gone on the win one, lose one streak, trying to get back on a winning streak. How was it? It was hard. Have you been motivated to get back to that title shot? You know, fighting Pat Healy now, looking at guys you've fought. Benson's, you know, got the title now. You fought him, Nate Diaz, etc. How hard is it to you to stay focused and trying to get that title shot?
I think it's easier now. You know, it's I'm looking to fight the best and destroy the best and really beat them up. And you know, stuff happens. Sometimes you have an off night. Your opponent has a good night. You know, fighting comes down to very small things, very small details. Can mean, you know, a win or a loss. So you know, it doesn't discourage me that I lost. It's just the game that I play and the career path that I took, you know, and when I have a bad night, I get beat up, and I'm okay with that, you know. So yeah, I'm more motivated than ever to go out and you know, and beat these guys up and put them away, you know. I just enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
And what surprised you so far since your last fight in the lightweight picture, seeing like Josh Thompson come in, knock out Nate Diaz, first guy to do that, Benson, Henderson, Gil Melendez, razor-thin decision. Like, what surprised you the most since your last fight in the lightweight division?
You know, Thompson looked very, very good. He fought a very smart fight, you know, and you know, Nate has been kind of, we kind of know the game plan to beat him. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to fight to that game plan. We kind of had the same idea of fighting mobily and staying away and frustrating him, and then, you know, working our way inside. But it just wasn't my night to do that. But yeah, he looked great, and it was I was surprised that he finished him. I really was that he was able to TKO him. But you know, Josh is a tough fighter, and it wasn't surprising that he won. It was just the fashion that he did it in.
Now, seeing these fights after you fought that opponent, there's things that frustrate you, like, I could have did this, I should have exploited this. You have like second guesses like that when you watch a next fight of a guy you fought before?
Not really. You know, like I said, I knew how I was supposed to fight Nate. I just wasn't able to. So yeah, it's just the way it goes, you know. And you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So you know. If we meet again, you know, and I don't see either of us going anywhere, you know, anytime soon. So we probably will meet again, and, you know, hopefully I'll be able to fight him the way I plan on fighting him. But yeah, I'm just worried about Pat right now, and yeah, we'll just get by Saturday.
And you said a few minutes ago it's easier now. Have you found you become less emotionally attached to losing? Just it's like you either win, you lose, and you move forward right away, or are there things that you still get hung up on?
Not really. You know, I try to learn something from every fight. You know, win or lose. But yeah, it's gonna happen. You're gonna lose. You're gonna get beat here and there, and you know, when you're fighting the best in the world, you can't make mistakes. You can't have things go wrong and you know, not fight at 100%. And sometimes, you know, things are out of control, and that's the way that it goes. And you just got to be mature about it and deal with it and take it like a man. You know, I hate whiners, so I try not to whine myself.
And lastly, it's been announced last week that the Maynard Grant fight will get the next title shot. Should you beat Pat Healy? Obviously, now we get the new UFC ranking system. Where do you think that puts you, and how far do you think you are away from getting that title, the long-sought title shot?
You know, in this business, nothing's set in stone, and I plan on making a very big statement come Saturday. So, you know, however that fight turns out, you know, I plan on having my fight be more memorable and the way it goes down, and, you know, Dana just to kind of forget what he said.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. Thank you very much for a few minutes. There you go, UFC lightweight Jim Miller taking on Pat Healy Saturday night, UFC 159.